What's going on, YouTube? You're back with Shades, and we're continuing our Let's Play of Katawa Shoujo. Last time we left off, we're officially on Shizune's route, and I have to pull up the walkthrough, because I always forget to do that. But, like, we had the intro sequence, it just showed that, we are, to an extent, getting in between Shizune and Misha. And I had that whole diatribe about having that distance and a friend having a wedge put between you and a friend, but it's honestly not that bad. But I actually did some research, and Misha's not a path. I'm just like, why? That's actually pretty sad, cause I was the thing is I thought there were gonna be 10 paths. I thought there was gonna be 6 paths, one for each girl. Apparently, I'm completely wrong. There's only 5. It's only the disabled ones. It's Hanako, Lily, Shizune, Emi, and Rin. That's it. And Kenji, which is the bad path, but I'm gonna do that one maybe last. I don't know. But upon learning that, I was just like, wow, really? That's kind of unfortunate, because I really, really, really wanted to go on a Misha path and see what happens. But apparently not. Also, I've been seeing Katawa Shoujo 2 pop up in Google searches. Is that a thing? I'm not entirely sure if that's a thing. Because, I feel like if you're gonna go for Katawa Shoujo 2, it has to be completely new characters. Okay, but, why? Why would you do that? Because, you'd have to to do that, you'd have to import saves. And you'd have to go on a journey with the person you already chose to date. That would mean you'd have 5 different beginnings, 5 different endings, and I'm guessing that depending on and I guess it would have to depend on whether you had the good or bad ending with that girl. That would impact everything. But I'm honestly apparently it's been confirmed that there's a Katawa Shoujo 2. But then again, this game came out so long ago, so I can't make a judgment call just yet. But that'd be great. If someone could confirm that for me in the comments, that'd be great. Because, I really want to know if there's a sequel to this. And how would they do it? But anyway, back to this. The next morning, I recall what a perfect night last night was. So much so that I can't stop thinking about it. It's probably not the most appropriate time to reminisce, since I have a test first period. It's so unfair. How can they do this? They hold a festival that is the culmination of what has to be at least a few weeks' worth of work on a Sunday, then follow up with exams starting the very next morning. It's gotta become some kind of sick joke. I'm not too worried about it, but I wonder if they couldn't have held off on this for at least another week. Well, at least the weather this morning is nice enough that I can study outside before class. It's a lot more refreshing out here than it would be in the classroom, not to mention how quiet it is. I'm starting to think that everyone else will be sleeping in pretty late today. I put down the notes I'm reviewing for a second and stare out at the school grounds, still littered with festival stalls. Looking at them now in daytime without proper lanterns or crowds of people to draw my attention away from them, I noticed something peculiar. A lot of the stalls that Shizune, Misha, and I visited last night also happen to be the ones that we worked on. That's cute. Did Shizune come up with this? It had to be intentional, especially knowing her. Did she hope that I would catch on and see the fruit of our labors? Oh, hi! Hey, baby! Okay, so, can I just say one thing that I honestly leaves somewhat of bad taste in my mouth? When I was starting, the Shizune route, and I knew I was going on it because that was my plan, I had to write a description for the video, and it's I think the title was something along, now for time for Shizune or something like that, and, my first thought was, time to go for the girl who can't say no, and, that was just a terrible thing to say in my opinion. I'm just like, wow, my mind went to the worst possible thing to say here. And I told my friend, and he's like, wow, you're a terrible person. That is awful. Fuck you. And I'm just like, yeah, I know I'm an awful person, but whatever. And I'm just like, wow, my mind went to that. And then it's literal. She literally can't say no. She could say no, but she can't say no. I hear footsteps crunching in the grass behind me and turn around. I feel slightly paranoid, but all I find is Shizune standing there with an innocuous look on her face. Good morning. Why do I keep forgetting that she can't hear me? It's probably because I've gotten so used to Misha translating for both of us that I haven't actually run into many situations where I was forced to acknowledge Shizune's deafness and the problems that could stem from it. I think yesterday was the first. He gave her a wave anyway. I could do at least this much, but I'm not even going to pretend for a minute that I could hold up a conversation with her, considering my ignorance of sign language. Would it be rude just to go back to my notes? I don't really know what else I could do. Where's Misha? Not just because I can't understand you, you two are always together anyway, so I'm not used to seeing you apart. I know it's silly, but for some reason, talking to her makes me feel less awkward. Surprisingly, she doesn't get mad at all. She starts signing, but it's different than usual. Shizune's hands move more slowly and the gestures are simpler. I quickly realize this isn't sign language at all, but she's attempting to communicate with me. So this is the sign language equivalent of breaking it down to layman's terms. I'm terrified that if I attempt to gesticulate back, I just look like a total dumbass. The look on Shizune's face tells me that she's starting to think that trying to have any kind of back and forth like this is not exactly the best way to accomplish things. There has to be a better way. Writing on a pad? Well, I do have pen and paper. What else though? Cell phones? I don't really have much use for mine here. Also, I barely carry it around. I don't know if Shizune even has one. She takes the initiative, holding up a finger and asking to ask for a pause before pulling out a pad and pen from her bag and writing a single word on it. Hello. I stare blankly at her and receive a similar but somehow more intimidating stare in response. She nudges the pad in my direction forcefully, clearly wanting me to reply. Good morning. Shizune beams more with a disproportionate amount of happiness. She starts twirling her pen triumphantly as she thinks about where to go from here. Oh, come on, it's not like we just invented fire. She pushes up her glasses curtly, as if she heard me, and then starts writing at a furious pace. Use the notepad! Right. Oh my god. Okay, I guess she can't read lips. And even if she could, could she understand the words? But this is cute, I guess. Like, having just these two spend time together. Huh, oh well. I was gonna say something. God damn it. What was I gonna say? God damn it, I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm confused. I'm supposed to take it from her and write okay now? This is about the furthest thing I could imagine from a smooth, flowing conversation. It makes me envy the ease at which Misha is able to communicate with Shizune. Are you studying for the test? I'm pretty sure I can get away with answering simple yes or no questions with nods. You are here very early. Most people sleep in late after the festival. That means you are abnormal. Is that so? You're here too. Before handing the response back to her though, I remember what I noticed earlier and add. Yesterday was fun. I noticed today that I built a lot of the stalls we went to. Maybe that's why they were so familiar. Was this another game? She shakes her head from side to side indignantly. No tricks. I thought that because you had made those stalls, they were the most important ones. We had to visit them, because everyone should appreciate the labors of the fruit of their labors. I wanted you to be able to see and enjoy what you had done. Aw, it's cute. Sweet. Nice gesture in all honesty, if not obvious, but I guess, she just enjoys doing things and having them done. Yeah. I'm sort of touched, so still I have to wonder why she would go so out of her way, and I ask as much in my response. Because you were depressed. I want to say that I was depressed for days, but stop. Stop. It's true, I was moving quite a bit, and not being too subtle about it half the time either, so it's possible that she knew. Was everything she just did to cheer me up then? Thanks. I mumble it before I catch myself, but she doesn't seem to care. I write it down and said, and she nods once, as if unused to it. The silence between us grows more vast with each passing second. There's nothing I can do to break it. Having to write down everything on paper kind of destroys any hope of trying to be casual. Good luck on the exam. Shizune pushed the pad right in front of my eyes, breaking my concentration, taking the initiative again, as always. As she walks to the school building, I can't help but feeling a little sad. That felt like the longest 20 minutes of my life, and all because it's so alien to me to have face-to-face conversation with someone by passing notes to each other that I can't help but coming up blank most of the time. Makes me want to learn sign language. That's easier said than done, although in a school like Yamaku, they may very well have sign language classes. In that case, there would be little reason not to pursue this. The only person I think to ask at this moment is Misha. How badly do I want to know this? There's two options. Wait until after class, or go look for her now. I guess I'll go now. I'm not certain where she is. My best bet would be to start searching for her in the girls' dorm. Though after all, if she wasn't with Shizune, that's probably the only place where she would be. Oh, it's the mural! The one that Rin made? Yes. A guy casually prowling around the girls' dorm early in the morning is unacceptable, but asking Misha about sign language classes in front of Shizune would be just unthinkable. Would it be unthinkable? I mean, I think she would be like. Personally, I think she'd be like, "Wow, good on you for making an effort to try and talk to me." That'd be like flattering in my opinion. Oh well, at least he's trying. She has to come to school sometime. After all, we're in the same class, so she too has to take this test. If I wait here, I'm sure to see her sooner or later. Just hope she doesn't walk past me while I'm flipping through my notes. It turns out to be a pretty long wait. As students file into school, I wonder if Misha's going to be late. Eventually, I catch sight of her while she bounces across the grounds. Hits me that I have to be blind to miss her with her incredibly distinctive hair. Hi, Hee-chan. Good morning. Morning. I don't have a lot of time before class starts, so I cut directly to the chase. Hey, can I ask you a question? A question? Okay, Hee-chan. Sure. I have time, but only because I'm late. What does that mean? Ha! I should have woken up earlier, but I was so tired. If I had, I would have to study, but since I didn't, it won't hurt. What is it, Hee-chan? Well, there are sign language classes here, right? Yep, they're electives. Why do you want to know, Hee-chan? For some reason, that question briefly makes me panic. No reason. It sounds interesting, but I guess it's too late to sign up now, right? Not exactly being too subtle here, but Misha never seems to pick up on things like that anyway, so I'm probably being more cautious than necessary. Well, Hee-chan, I heard there are fewer and fewer students taking sign language class every year, so if you want to, I'm sure they'll let you in. Are you thinking of learning sign language, Hee-chan? Yeah. If you learn sign language, Hee-chan, that would make Hee-chan really happy. If you want, we can go to the teacher's office after school. They'll probably let you in. That would be great. Don't tell Shizune I want to learn it, though. Why not? So it'd be a surprise. Besides, it'll look bad if you tell her this morning, and then I find out this afternoon that I can't take the classes. You're right, Hee-chan. Still, this would be hard. It's such good news. I'm in the student council, so I might as well try learning it. Even if it's just the basics. It'd be a step up from nothing. Besides, Shizune, I can't keep relaying everything through you as if you were a phone or something, right? Oh god, what the hell? Wah! You're right, Hee-chan. That pause just shows that the thing that like kept her and Shizune together so strongly was the fact that she and her are the only ones that understand sign language. On campus, maybe, but that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. We're driving that wedge. We're driving it in hold so hard. The bell rings to signal the start of first period, cutting our conversation short. I guess I'll ask the teacher after classes are through. Her reaction was a little strange, but I forget that about it as the day goes on. Be observant, boy! Well then, this is going to be interesting. The bell rings and the teacher at the front of the room gestures that the classes are over for the day. Although getting into this class was surprisingly easy, it's only been a few days and I'm still not used to the experience. The actual signing is easier to pick up than I expected, but most of my classmates are hard of hearing. On top of that, the teacher favors immersion. I haven't heard her speak since I asked if I could take the class. It's an alien concept and really unnerving. The moment I step out of the classroom, I hear a familiar laugh explode through the air a short distance to my left. Hi, Hee-chan! Misha is not in my sign language class, so this is the first time I've seen her in this context. Still, I don't know whether her not being in my class is good or bad. It would be more interesting with her in it, but the potential for awkward situations would increase drastically. Hi. It's a surprise to see you here, Hee-chan. Oh, that's right. You're taking the sign language class, aren't you? Right. What do you think of it so far, Hee-chan? It's not easy to learn a new language. But I think I'm getting the hang of it, despite how different it is from other languages. It's still easier than English. English is complicated. I'm not gonna say it's not. Haha, really, Hee-chan? I agree. I was just joking, but apparently she's totally serious. I wonder how Misha can effortlessly translate things to me while simultaneously having a conversation with Shizune in a different language like she does. Until now, I've taken for granted how amazing it is. Someone bumps into my shoulder and apologizes. It's getting kind of crowded here, with what it being the end of the day and all. I think we should talk somewhere else instead of the hallway. Let's go to the roof or something. Okay. I decided to continue talking on the way. It's surprisingly quiet enough to carry a conversation while doing so. It's still taking me some time to get used to having to look at the teacher constantly. I guess I took all those years of simply listening to lectures while I doodled for granted. It makes taking notes a lot more difficult too. The introductory class is small and I'm already behind. I guess I have a lot of stuff to do. Yeah, this is much better. I turn around to look at Misha and see her staring at me with her hands on her hips and her cheeks puffed outwards. Hee-chan, you're behind. That's not good at all. I started the class a week later than everyone else. It's not that bad. Okay, Hee-chan, let's review what you learned then. I'll tutor you, okay? This is the first time I've heard I'll tutor you with outside of dirty movies. I'm not nearly as turned on as I'd have expected. God damn it. You watch dirty movies, Hee-chan? How dare you? At least don't admit it. I don't know if I need a tutor yet. Aw. She looks more disappointed than usual, but this makes me feel awkward to make whoa. It makes me feel awkward to see her making this kind of face. I want to be a sign language teacher, Hee-chan, but it would be really great if I could try tutoring someone in it first. Even if it's for a little while, the experience would be valuable. Well, yeah, that's true. I didn't know you want to be a sign language teacher. It's hard to believe she isn't intentionally trying to make me feel guilty, because she's very good at it. Still, it makes sense. She's very good at sign language already from what I've seen, and certainly has the voice for dealing with the hearing impaired. I never saw her as the teaching type, though. Ha! It's the reason I wanted to go to this school, Hee-chan. It's also really expensive to attend here, you know, because I wanted to be a sign language teacher. I have reduced tuition fees. If it wasn't for that, I don't know if I'd be able to keep going here. I see. It's not that it's not that I think you would be bad at tutoring. It's just I don't know if I need it just yet. You're right, Hee-chan. You're smart. Well, no, that just makes me sound arrogant. Alright, please tutor me. Ha ha ha! Really? Okay. Okay. Yay! Thanks, Hee-chan. I'll do my best. I can't emulate this amount of energy. I can't. I just can't. I'm not a chipper high school girl. That is the weirdest thing I've ever said. One of them. I've said a lot of weird things because of this channel. Yeah. Let's start right now. Too soon. I miss Hee-chan. Did you just see her this morning? But it's hard to talk to her in class, Hee-chan. There's no student council today either. Well, there have been exams all week. I'd be kind of mad if there was still student council. I'm glad that I'll be glad when they're over. When it's back, you're not gonna skip out, right, Hee-chan? Of course, I'm in it after all. Don't worry, I'm not just gonna suddenly stop showing up. A promise is a promise. Misha stopped, pauses for a second, looking not very convinced. Hee-chan takes the student council very seriously, Hee-chan. Now that you've joined, she works harder than before since she wants to make a good impression. Some other people joined at first, but they stopped coming soon after. Hee-chan tried to get more people interested in the student council, but wasn't successful. Even when someone would join, they stopped coming eventually. They'd make excuses and just put it off more and more until they stopped coming altogether. However, I believe that you really mean it, Hee-chan. May I stay focused on her hands, tilting and moving as if almost of their free will, softly signing everything she says to herself as she speaks. When you said you would join, she was really happy. Hee-chan thinks you're interesting. Hee-chan thinks you're interesting, Hee-chan. An uninteresting person won't have the drive needed to join. Even if they do, a person that isn't interesting will quit soon after. That's what Hee-chan said. God. So, it's my duty to make sure you keep going. Is that why you want to tutor me? You're kind of sneaky. Really, Hee-chan? This is the first time anyone said that about me. Ha ha ha! There's no chance that I would avoid student council work now. Thinking back over the past few days, I've started to realize that the only reason I joined in the first place was because of Shi's name. Her competitiveness and force of will are alluring. Can't tell Misha that. What the hell? Where did my voice go? Can't tell Misha that, though. Okay, Hee-chan, let's review what you learned in class today. You don't even know what I learned in class today. You're right, Hee-chan. Okay, let's start with the basics then. I'll just teach you everything from the beginning. You're kidding, right? Huh? You're serious? That's like days of lessons, and we're not even learning on the same level. It's like riding a bike, Hee-chan. You never forget the basics. Wahaha! I don't know how to ride a bike, though. Oh, no. Right. I want to be a teacher one day, so of course I know what I'm doing. Okay. We're starting. She looks like she's trying very hard. This could be bad. Well, learning a language is vastly different from teaching it, and the first step is usually the hardest part. Honestly, I couldn't do any better. Teaching's hard, believe me. Actually, just getting a student started is very hard. I tried tutoring once in the past. It's actually quite difficult. Still. Sign language... Oh my god! Holy hell in a handbasket. She just started with lore. Great place to start. Lore. Sign language was formally introduced in the 18th century by a Frenchman named, whose name I can't pronounce, and he started the first public school for the deaf in 1755. But the unwritten history of sign language is said to... I don't really know where to start. Sorry. Well, what better place to start than the history of sign language, right? Right. No, wait, maybe the alphabet. Okay, the alphabet it is then. Okay, Hichan, this is pretty basic stuff. Although some people think that this is all of signing and forget there are kinds of specific gestures and words. Although you can't really get anywhere else without the basics. This is A. Do you see it? Now you try. I already know this though. I'll humor her anyway. Ha! Yeah, that's it. Now this is B. And this is C. You should make one symbol with each hand without specifying which is which. And now D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, Y, and Z. Yeah, this is bad. Do you think Shizune wants to do some student council work today anyway? We could go. Of course, Hichan. Come on, I'll do it again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, your turn! So there really is no student council work that needs doing, or anything like that. What are you talking about, Hichan? Come on, sign, sign! Like this? No, like this! Like... this! Huh. I wish Hichan was here. This would be so much easier with her. That's how the sign language is taught with most of the time anyway, with 2 instructors. Did you know that, Hichan? No. I let my brain run through what it's like to, what this would be like with Shizune, if Shizune were here. Hichan, were you paying attention? Yeah. Shizune says that sign language is different from any other, because you have to think about everything before you say it. That means every word has more weight, Hichan. Every single one is more important than normal. So, pay attention, please. She continues her basic rundown of basic sign language. Eventually, she starts talking about stuff I start to recognize. In the end, I'm impressed. It took a bit of stumbling to get there, but as a teacher, she's pretty good when serious. After a while, I start to notice it's getting late, so I thank Misha, bid her goodbye, and go back to my dorm. I learned a lot today. I'll keep going. I still have 8 minutes. I'll keep going for now. That was interesting, but I have to admit, I'm not sure if it was the writing or the pacing or whatever, but that felt very awkward. That's probably Misha. Or Shizune. Or Ken! But like that felt really awkward. I don't know if it was just because it was Misha or because Shizune wasn't there, but it seems that with Shizune it didn't feel awkward, but with Misha it did. I don't know. Oops, crap. I am jolted awake by a thunderous banging sound coming from my door. My first thought is, it could be Shizune. After all, only a deaf person or a jackass would knock that loudly at this hour. Who is it? Of course, if it's Shizune, she wouldn't be able to hear that or answer it. There's no reply, so I'm kind of pleased. I haven't seen Shizune in a while. Ah! No! Why? Why did it have to be right? I hate you! Ken, go away! I hate you! And the worst part is this is new content, so I have to read through you! Oh, it's you. Yeah, it's me. What kind of reaction is that? Hang on, guys. I got it. Guys, I'm sorry, but to end this really abruptly, but I kind of have to end this part here. My dad just texted me and, like, I have to handle something, so... it's not really a big deal. It's just that, like... it's not really a big deal. It's just an abrupt loss of privacy at this point. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry it ended abruptly, but I kind of have to at this point. It's also, like, time for me to, like, just leave. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me or from the series, hit that subscribe button. And you're now exiting the Shadyverse. My name is Shades, and I hope you've enjoyed your day in the shade. See you guys later. You are now going to the end card.